morning, and I would like to welcome all the students and faculty friends, those who have joined this webinar. So, first of all, I would like to thank the PET management for providing this opportunity to meet you all. So, the title of this webinar is Search Engine Optimization. And before that, I would thank Dr. Kalachelvi for giving a nice intro about me. I am Dr. K. Ramesh from Anna University Regional Campus, Tirunelveli. So today's presentation, the agenda of today's presentation is we are going to learn why and what is SEO and why we have to learn SEO. Then we will have a brief intro about digital marketing and its influence in SEO and SEO process, SEO analysis and SEO tools. This is our agenda of today's webinar. So before starting with this, what is SEO? SEO, search engine optimization. We are more familiar with the word search engine. Normally, whatever content we need, we just go open a Google browser and we will type the content, something what we want. So that comes with the search. There works the search engine. So what is that search engine optimization? That's the next question. So search engine optimization is when you are having so many web pages, we have lakhs and lakhs of web pages, but when you are searching for a particular content in the first page, in the first page of the presentation, you can find a list of 20 to 25 results. So on what basis those results are produced? And if I want my own website to be posted on that top level, what I have to do? So there comes this SEO. Just we'll take with an example and then we will go into the concept. For example, you are owning an laptop sales center, a shop in your hometown, and you are having a website. And if and you have so many competitors in your hometown itself. Suppose consider you have 100 competitors in your hometown, and you are selling a laptop. For example, if an unknown person is coming and searching for example, if you take Tirunelveli itself, a laptop in Tirunelveli, what search engine does, it lists some set of websites which are selling laptops. So in that situation, if your website is placed in the first position, the person who is browsing will by default will be searching the top 1 or 1, 2 or 3 levels. So what has to be done? Your website has to be placed in the top position. So how to bring your website to the top position? There comes this optimization. So that is the part. What is SEO? So we will enter into the concept. So what is SEO? It's as I told you, it is going to make your website to be ranked in the top level to promote your business to a potential customer. So there comes another question. How to make it? So we have two types of ranking in our website ranking. We have organic and paid. Organic means automatically the search engine has to list your page at the top. So that is the first one. Or you can pay for the search engine and they will promote your link to come at the beginning. That is like ads. So the objective of SEO is to rank your website in an organic, that is in a natural way, in your SERP, search engine result page. The first page, when you are searching, the page that first displayed, we call it as the search engine result page, and there comes this SEO. So this SEO is a part of one more term, we are going to term one more term, search engine marketing. So now everything is sold in online or in digital market. So instead of having an advertisement in a media, we can promote our product in the search with the help of search engine marketing. So it's a search engine SEM refers all marketing strategy for search. So whenever a person is searching, your product will be promoted, and based on that you are going to develop your business. That we call it as search engine marketing. This search engine marketing consists of two things, both organic and paid. But this SEO concentrates on what? Organic search results. So the thing is, when you are having a website, we want, particularly it is a sales or commercial website, when a particular person is searching for a content, your website has to be listed in the SERP. That is our first objective of the SEO. So how it is going to be done? So as we are computer people, we may know how to develop a web page, but whether we are following all these parameters which are related to all the process, SEO process, to promote our web page. So that is the next question. So we'll go with this. So as I told you, SEO, digital marketing. So digital marketing is use of internet or other communication devices to promote your product or your business. So what happens if your website is ranked high in your search engine? If it is ranked first or it is ranked in the SERP, your web page may have more clicks. Your link may have more clicks. If your link is having more clicks, the meaning is more people have visited your thing. So in the next search, your web page will be automatically come up. So based on that, you are getting a more opportunity for your business. So that we call it as what? SEO, digital marketing. Some fact about searching. See, it is a global truth. For checking our internet itself, we'll go for a Google Chrome page and we'll type something. So 75% of the searchers start their search on Google. This is one of the fact. And the second important point, the first 5 results on Google gets 67% of all clicks. So suppose 1 lakh people are coming and browsing, and around 67,000 people will be satisfied with the first 5 itself. Fine. Then nearly 2.2 million searches done in Google. And one more important fact about the paid, as we said, organic and paid promotion. 88% of the search engine user never click on paid search ads. So what is the thing we have to concentrate on? This organic or natural promotion of your website. Right? So before entering into the optimization process, we'll learn what is search engine, how the search engine works. So it consists of 3-stage process. The first one is crawling, and then it goes for indexing, and then it goes for ranking. You can see the image in the side. So in crawling, what it does is it sends a crawler or a spider, a software or a robot. It's a software which search entire the web content, and that content will be updated in the index of the search engine. For example, if we'll take the example of Google itself, what Google does is it has a crawler called Google Boot. That Google Boot will be keep on surfing the net, and it will search for new content. When new content is placed, what it does is it places in the index of the search engine. So for that, Google uses Google Index, and based on that index, when a particular person is searching for a content, the search engine goes to that particular index and it searches for the keyword match and other parameters, and based on that, it will rank all the content related to our search, and it will place one after other. So this is the procedure. So this is the way how a search engine works: crawling, indexing, and ranking. For ranking, they are using RankBrain, and they are keep on updating so many algorithms. Ranking is another entire very vast area where how the ranking algorithm works. So based on some algorithm, they are going to rank the web pages. So this is the working procedure. So the next question. So we know how it is works. So where to optimize? Whether we have to optimize the optimize the design, web page design, or the content that we have, or the links that we have created. So these are the major 3 questions that may rise in our mind. What to optimize? Whether we have to optimize the web design, or the content that we have, or the links that we have created. So obviously, we have to concentrate on the 3 for optimizing our web page. So we have to concentrate on design, we have to concentrate on the content writing, and we have to concentrate on the links, particularly backlinks, external links. So we will go into the SEO process. So this diagram gives an outline of the SEO process, how the SEO process happens. In the next slide, we will have a detailed look of this image. So when you are going to have a web page, we can go from bottom to top. So when you are going to develop a web page, we create a web page, and we have to do this keyword and competitor analysis. For example, if we can take the same laptop itself. So we have to take the keywords. What are the keywords which are the users going to use to search? We have to learn those keywords. So for that, we have a separate analysis called keyword research, and we have to go for a competitor analysis. That means there will be competitors, your competitors in your business, and we have to find what keywords they are using, and what are the keywords which has the highest rank, and those kind of analysis we will be learning it in detail in the next following session. So keyword and competitor analysis is the first thing, and the second step in this is on-page SEO. On-page SEO means we are going to concentrate on our own content which is in our hand. For example, you will take a typical example. You have a showroom for some promotion of some products. The interior things that we do to attract a customer, we call it as the on-page. So the same thing, we are going to concentrate on the internal content of our web page. That comes under what? On-page SEO. Then we go for the technical SEO. The technical SEO will concentrate on the technical language, HTML that we are using, how to relate it, how to put a text, how to put an image, all those things comes under part. Then the next one comes the off-page SEO. Your showroom is very nice and very, very attractive, but the reachability for your showroom, that's I'm taking a physical example. When you come over to a website, the links that leads to your web page, we call it as off-page SEO. So there we will concentrate on the external links and link binding, everything comes under that. The next comes the optimization, CRO optimization and CTR optimization. CTR is click-through rate. So by seeing your web link, how many persons have clicked, and out of so many links, how many clicks has happened. So we have to calculate that, and we have to optimize that. Then CRO is conversion rate optimization. How many clicks has converted into a business for you, sales for you. So that also we have to analyze and we have to optimize, and it's a cyclic process. It keeps on going. We have to change it, keep on changing for our business to grow. So this is SEO process. So we'll have another detailed look on that. See, monitoring. We'll start from top to bottom. Monitoring. Then we'll go for keyword. Then we'll have content. We'll look into our content. We'll look into our architecture of the sitemap. It is the architecture, and we will go with the engine and social media marketing. We'll bring that also. So the first half will be with the on-page SEO. The second part will be with the off-page SEO, like adding blogs to have more interaction with your websites, concentrating on the HTML design, and going for optimization. Then we'll go for analysis on your report of outcome of the SEO. All these are the internal process that happens in an SEO. So in the previous image, so just we had an outline. So this is the base. This is the content of our today's presentation: keyword and competitor analysis, on-page SEO, technical SEO, off-page SEO, and then analysis of our outcome. So one more thing, why we have to learn this? As a software engineer, there is a post called SEO analyst. As a software, we have so many jobs in software. SEO analysis is also a job which is giving job opportunities, particularly during the time of these kind of lockdowns. Because if you are good in this SEO tools, any one of the SEO tools, you can work from home itself, and you can be a freelancer and you can work from home. Because everything is, we need not go in physical and work from there. Just we have to be in our home. You can use a tool. You can perform keyword research. You can draft the content. You can have, you can design this. You can go for optimization. All these things can be done from your home itself. But the only thing you need is you have to learn a SEO tool. You should be, you should have a better knowledge in SEO tool so that you can work from. This is also a domain which is giving job opportunities. As a software application developer or a software engineer, if you are having some basic knowledge about this, some basic knowledge is sufficient, then you can learn. We have so many free tools and pay and licensed tools. You can learn those tools, and if you are well versed in that, you can add it in your resume and you can apply for jobs related to this. That's why we are learning this SEO today. Yes, fine. Then when you come with SEO, the market is not going to be a smooth one. We can have a person who is having a negative thought and a positive thought. In the same way, we have white hat SEO and black hat SEO. Black hat SEO is like a bloodshed market. Just coming into a market, and based on your website, you are going to earn certain thing for a short span of time and you leave the business. So you never follow any ethics. You know, you're not binded with any rules. You'll break all rules. Only thing is, I want my web page to be listed first. At any cost, my web page has to be listed first. That is the only motive. And you have to earn some dollars in a very short span of time, and you are not going to be in the business for the long term. They are not going to consider the human factors. They consider only the search engine factor, and they are going to trick the search engine, and they are going to bring their web page in the first position. The next one is white hat. It is just opposite to black hat. There, what happens is they concentrate only on the human audience. They want to be in a sustained manner in their business for a long run. For example, if you take a online sales website, Flipkart or Amazon, they are going to be in the business for a long time. So they can't go with the black hat. They have to be in the white hat alone, because they have to get the goodwill of the customers or the human audience. So white hat is there. But being in white hat is also not that much easy. You can't do that. So either black hat is not ethical, and white hat is, it is not easy to maintain. So what will be better? If you are in the intermediate, we have a gray hat. You can see it. We have a gray hat which is little white and little black. So what it does is, it does not cheats the Google. It use some tricks to promote your page, but it does not cheat the customer. So one more slide we have. See, black hat. It has duplicate content. It will have some invisible text, stuffed keywords. It will have clocking or redirecting. You will go for a web page, and that will, when you click anything, it will go take to another. You might have had that experience. Links from outside which are not relevant. It will, for improving its linking, external links, it will add some unrelevant content and it will link with that. This is called black hat. And when you come with the white hat, it is related content, well labeled image. The image that we have, it will be labeled, relevant links, a complete sentence with good spelling, standard complaint HTML, then unique and relevant page titles. These are the things that we have in the sorry, white hat strategy. We have gray hat also. Most people will stick on to this gray hat. Fine. So we will start with the first one. As we just, you recall the initial image that we had. So what we start with is keyword search or keyword and competitor analysis. So keyword search. The keyword search, when you are going to start your SEO process, the first step is keyword search. What we have to do is, what are people searching for? We have to learn, or we have to study what are people searching for, how many people are searching for it, in what format do they want to that information. This is the basic 3 questions that should rise in your mind when you start your SEO process, or particularly keyword search. So what are people searching for? How many people are searching for it, and in what format they are expecting the content. So we have to do. So there, when we come with the next step, discovering keywords. So we have keywords. One, the keyword will have a ranking. For example, if you take laptop alone, that laptop is a common word which has a high ranking. So if you type laptop alone, your web page may not be listed in the near 100 or 200, because laptop is having a higher link rate. The keyword is having a higher highlight. So what happens? So we have a tail end words also. Tail end words means the nearly 70% of the search keywords are taken from the tail ends. So though if you add tail ends to if you are adding the highlighted words, highlighted keywords, it is a very tough task to bring your website to the top. Let me take the same example. If you add the keyword laptop alone, with the help of that laptop, you will not be able to promote your web page. So we have to find other keywords which are less used, which has less highlights, but the customer is having intent on that. We have to identify that. Then we have to find, so you can find it. See, higher the search volume. If you have a web page, if you have a keyword, and if it has a higher search volume, it is easy to add in your web page, but it will not yield you a result, because you have so many competitors who are using those things. So we have to have a competitor analysis also. What the competitor is using, you have to check it. Then we have to go with a long tail key. Long tail key search means the keywords which are useful but not often used. We have to identify that. Yes. So that is one of the things. For this we have keyword search tool. We have keyword. So how to do this? For this we have keyword research tool itself. So in the end of the session, I will give the list of tools which are used for various purpose. So this keyword research tool will discover the average monthly search volume and the similar keywords. So for a particular month, how many keywords are used and their volumes and other things will be listed by this keyword. So you can use this. And when you are going with keyword search, we have to concentrate on keywords used by the competitors, keywords by season. For example, in a particular season, for example, in the time of school opening season, there will be high sales of stationaries, school and college opening season. And at the time of Diwali, we'll have for electronics and as well as cosmetics, sales will be promoted. And keywords by region. So in a particular region, what keywords are often used and how their search is done. We have to concentrate on those also. Another one important thing is searchers' intent, on what intention they are coming for the search. So we can go for, it can be categorized based on this informational query. A customer is coming and is just searching for some information, specification of laptop, laptop spec alone, how many GB, how many RAM, something. So that comes under what? Informational query. Navigational query. Navigational query means you want to go for another particular website. You are not familiar with that website. So you just type the keywords. For example, you take Anna University itself. You'll type Anna University. Under that, you'll give annaunu.edu. You'll get the link. So it helps you to navigate to another page that we call it as navigational query. Transactional query. It's an entire business purchase query. That means logging in, getting a product, paying and getting out. So that we call it as a transactional query. Then commercial investigation, you are searching for a particular product. And local query. Local query means you are searching for something in the local area alone. So these are the main factors that we have to see: discovering keyword, uncovering search volume. So we have higher search volume. We have to limit the usage of higher search volume keywords, and we have to concentrate on long tail keywords. Then we have to learn the keywords used by the competitors, keywords by season, keywords by region, and the searcher's intent. And just I have listed some keywords that are tools which are used for keyword search. So I will share the slide to you. If you want, you can note it, or you will get it from the presentation soft copy, which will be shared to you at the link. So we have Keyword Explorer, which is most companies' Keyword Explorer, which is used for getting the monthly search volume and SERP features. Google uses Google Keyword Planner. So this can be used at the initial stage. If you are new to this SEO analysis process, you can use this Google Keyword Planner. And if you want to study the seasonal keyword things, we can go for Google Trends. And we have another free tool called Answer the Public, which helps you to find which keyword is popular and which is more influence. And we have a SpyFu keyword research tool. So this also provides keyword related data. So next we will go with the next step in our process, SEO process. On page SEO, as I told you, it is going to concentrate on the content of your web page, content, architecture, and the HTML things that are placed in your web page. So this is a basic thing of this on-page SEO. As I told you, physically, you are constructing a house or you are having a business home, you are decorating it internally to attract the customers. That the same thing for a web page. So allow you to turn your research into content. Your audience will, as we were in on-page SEO, creating your content. So quality, keyword search, I think we have seen that. So once you have completed your keyword research, based on that, we are going to create the content. And based on that content, we are going to create the web page. So we have to avoid certain things. So those things we have listed here. When you are going to create a content, we have to avoid low value tactics we have to avoid it, low value tactics. That means you should not have thin contents, low quality contents, multiple repetitive contents, weak pages. So the problem initially when the search engine was developed was the search engine had a problem in identifying the quality of the content. For that, in 2011, Google developed an algorithm called Panda, and based on that, they are filtering the content. If your content is not good, if it is with low quality, and if it is repetitive or if it is very thin, Google will automatically will not consider your web page and it will not add it to the index. So we have to be cautious. Your content should be good. It should be with good quality, and it should not be multiple. And those are things we have to consider. So for that, they are updating this when they are crawling itself. When they are crawling the content itself, they will be updating and they will be checking for the quality of the content. If it is poor quality, the content will be omitted. The next problem is the duplicate content. Duplicate content is what we people usually do is we copy from some other web page and we'll make slight modification and we'll place it in our web page, or we'll copy the entire content from somewhere and we'll be placing it there. So for that, we have a feature called canonicalization URL. So that means if the content is taken from somewhere else, or if it is copied from somewhere else, the search engine will automatically identify and it will omit your particular page. So if I want to add this, if I am adding someone's other page, and if I am not claiming it as my own, it will lead to a problem. So for that, we have a keyword tag called rel equal to canonical. We can use that tag in our HTML design itself. So when you go into that part, you can just search in the Google canonical tag, you will get better idea about this. So this canonical tag is used to identify the duplicate content, and based on that, you can avoid that. Then clocking, showing the same content to the engine scroller that you don't show to the human visitor. So what is clocking is, we are cheating the search engine. We'll show some content to the search engine and we'll show something other to the customer. So that has to be avoided. Keyword stuffing has to be avoided. Stuffing means having n number of keywords. We should have limited number of keywords that should be effective. Auto generated content. These are the things we have to avoid when you are going to create a content. So when you're going to create a content, search the keyword, identify which page are ranking highly for those keywords, determine what quality these pages possess, and create content that's better than that. You have to create a content which is better than that. So this is the first part in the on-page SEO. The second is we have to concentrate on the HTML that we are going to tags that we are going to design. So particularly most people will be familiar with all these terms: title tag, meta description, schemas, and subheadings. We are familiar, but when you design, we will avoid so many other attributes which are related to these tags. Just for title, we'll have title and we'll add something which is not relevant. So we have to add all the contents which are relevant to our web page. So we have to add header tags, we have to have proper internal links, and we should have a proper accessibility to the links. Just to see, for an example, I have quoted an example. For example, we have a website called, when you create a website, we say what we say when you create a link, href http www.seo.com. If you give like that, what happens? You can see the red color. So that is the thing which will be displayed in your web page. So instead of that, if you add that title in your tag, in your ranker tag, what happens? This gives a better look for your web page. So that is one of the small thing we have to consider. Then the number of links in your page. Link volume is number of external links that we are going to have in your page. We shouldn't have too many links in your page, and you should not have hidden links by clicking one going for other, like menu driven. It should be whatever the links are available, it should be available, open to the, explicitly available to the users. Then image optimization, use optimized image. If your content image size is more, it will take more time to load your page. The customer will not have the intention to continue for if your page is getting late to loaded. So image optimization is very important. So depends upon your application. If you want a very good quality of image, you can go for PNG. If you want a mere small, you can compromise in your quality, you can go for JPEG, compressed images. Then you should use alt text. Then you have formatting is very important. Then URL structure. When you click the URL, you can find. So for example, you can have Pet Engineering College / MCA / like that. You may have sub namings. So you have to have proper naming. Instead of that, if you, who is going to consider this? We can have whatever name for the folders and files. So that is a wrong approach. So you should have a clear image. Page organization, page should be clearly organized. URL length is very important. The length is not a matter. A search engine is going to consider that. You can have the proper length. You should have the keywords in the URL, and you should have a static URL. So these are the things that we have to consider related to the HTML design process. That's why we said we have to concentrate on the content, we have to concentrate on the design, and we have to concentrate on the structure. Third comes the structure. So architecture, when you should be easy to crawl. You should be easy to move from one page to other. Mobile friendliness, your web page should be friendly to mobile also. Page speed, loading speed. Then keywords in the URL should be there, and it should be the fourth one is the security is a very important concern. So we should go with the SSL and HTTPS should be included in your architecture. So these are the things which are related to what on page. So we will move with the next off-page SEO. So this does not depends upon your content. It is not in your hand, but it is the external factor, but you can control that. So what we can do is we can have, we can depend upon social networks. You can find so many web pages with Facebook links, Twitter links. Why they are doing this is because of that the links to the page is getting improved so that the ranking will be better. That is the thing. You can have other blogs to your industry. You can consider that we are going to consider the personal history of the researcher. So here also we have first thing we have to consider is the trust. Trust for the trust on your web page has to be created. So for creating the trust, it is dependent. For a long run of business, more customers should come to your business, come to your web page, visit your web page. They should repeatedly visiting your web page, and they should travel through the entire pages, more number of pages, not all the pages. We have a term called bounce rate. Bounce rate means a customer opens your page, sees the first page, and he leaves the page. That means the customer is not interested in seeing you. The search engine consider this. The customer is not interested in seeing your page. That's where he has bounced back. He has entered your page, and without seeing anything, he has gone back. So that is one of the important factors. So there we have to concentrate on the reason for the bounce rate is content, loading time, usability, and it may not be attracting the reader. These may be the content. So bounce rate is viewing the web page once and going back without traveling or surfing your entire browser, entire website. Then authority, we have domain authority and page authority, and the page ranking, we have a trust rank. When you come with this domain authority, what is domain authority is, this is a search engine ranking score. So the domain authority and page authority are related. So the domain authority is predicts how well a website will rank on the search engine result page. So that is the first one. Page authority is how well a specific page will rank on the search engine. So when you are creating a website, we can check the domain authority and page authority. That means overall how our website is looking good, how will it will be ranked, how will be ranked in the SERP. We can find it. And the second one is you can concentrate on individual pages. So in the individual pages, you can find how it is going to be ranked. So for that also we have so many tools. The tools that are we have a link explorer. I will give the list at the end. So this is used for domain authority. So this is related to what? The off-page SEO. You have created the content, but you are going to check how your website will be ranked, how your web page will be ranked, and what is the bounce rate. All these things we have to consider. Second factor which is related to the off-page SEO is the links, because particularly the external links. External link means how many links leads to directs to your page. You may have a web page. You may have a web page SEO.com. How many external links are linked with your page? That means if a person searching that website also, it will redirect to your web page. So that is the external links, or we call it as backlinks. We have not created that. But what happens? Some others website are indirectly linking to our web page. That we call it as the external links. So we have to consider that also. Then we come with the next one, user link profile. So user link profile is overall assessment of the all inbound links your website has earned. We are going to assess the overall inbound. Inbound is the backlinks, the total number of links, their quality and their diversity. And so we should always maintain a healthy link profile. Links send qualified traffic to your links will send what? It will send a qualified traffic. If the traffic is more, your web page will be ranked more. And other one is you may have dozens. There also another one problem. The external links, if you have so many external links, and all the links will have the same keyword and all are searching to a particular thing, it will give a doubt to the search engine. So we have to have vast, diverse external links to your page. And healthy link profile. Link profile is how many external links are coming to our web page, that we have to consider. And we have to consider the personal and the social factors that we are going to influence our web page. This has to be considered. And these things comes under which one? The off-page SEO. So we are links and the trust. And the next one is you have done the SEO process. How to evaluate or how to get the outcome of your SEO process. I have adapted a SEO process for my web business and how much result it has given. So we have some metrics to measure. conversion rate. Conversion rate means is once a person is visiting and how many persons have made the business with us, how much time they are spending on the page, pages per visit, how many visits per page, bounce rate, scrolling depth. Your page may be more, how much they have scrolled, search traffic, and traffic insight. For that, they are using Google Analytics. And we are going to have concentrate on organic traffic, overall traffic to your site over time, how many visits a particular page have received, click-through rate, domain authority and page authority, keyword ranking, number of backlinks. All these things you can analyze with the help of tools which are available here. So once you have developed your SEO process in your business, we have to measure the outcome of the business. So for that, we have to consider all these things. We have to conversion rate, time on page, and all these things. Since the time is running up, we'll move fast. Yes. As I told you, why we have to learn this? If you are going to be an SEO analysis, we have to consider all those things. We have to learn all these things. And what's the purpose or what's the work nature of an analysis? SEO analysis help the business to build and improve their online brand presence. So an SEO analysis will conduct keyword search. So if you are going to be an SEO analysis, what we will do? We will perform keyword search, monitor website traffic, and come up with the improvement strategies to ensure their best possible user experience. Yes. And one more thing is, we can't say this is the only strategy for developing your business, online business or digital marketing. We have so many. It is getting updated day to day, and you have to be updated to that. So this is the work of the SEO analysis. So what are the SEO tools? Okay, as I told in the beginning, we have so many tools. If you want to be in the business, you have to use those tools, particularly for keyword search, monitoring traffic, link analysis. So next I will give you the list of all keyword research, SEO tools that are available. I have listed out 3 for each category. Yes, first one is keyword research. We have, as I told in the beginning, keyword planner, Google Keyword Planner, which is provided by Keyword, which helps you to perform research and analyze the list of keywords that are related to your website. Then SEMrush, it is another one, online SEO tools, which is a free tool, which helps you to perform keyword research. Then we have a Longtail Pro. As I told you, higher keyword volume is not good for our business. We can use it, but we have to concentrate on what? Long tail keywords. So it helps you to concentrate on long tail keywords, that is Longtail Pro. When you come with the technical SEO, so it is related to the crawling and indexing process. So Screaming Frog is a crawler that goes through your entire website and creates list of all your internal pages. It gets all the index from your internal pages. So you can search before the search engine searches. You can do this checking. For that, you can use a Screaming Frog, a Deep Crawl. This is also an crawling analysis tool, which will categorize the information by indexation and content validation, and it helps you to identify the right keywords for you as well as a right index for you. It will fetch you a right index for you. Then WooRank, this is also an it is SEO friendly and it is free of charge, which helps you to perform technical SEO analysis, particularly on crawling. When you come with the next one, this is related to link analysis. So we have as we have the Ahref, Anchor Hyper Reference. They have Ahref. It is a link research tool used by digital marketers around the world, and for backlinks and SEO analysis we are using for that. Open Site Explorer, it is another tool which is an optimization tool which particularly concentrates on the link analysis. Majestic, it is also a link analysis specialist, particularly for backlink checking. And link binding, it is another part. This is link monitoring. This is for link binding onto. It is for it is for link binding. Find link prospects based on topics, link types, and phrases you provide. And Whitespark improves your ranking and uncovers the best link opportunities in their link. So this backlink monitoring and link binding are related, but this will identify which part will help you to have the links. And when you come with the final one, rank tracking, Google console, Google search console, which is used for rank identifying the rank of your page. And advanced web ranking, it's also a software suite that focuses on tracking and managing and reporting of sites and search engine. And Authority Lab, it views or estimates search volume for your tracked keywords, and it gives a daily ranking for your website. So these are the often used tools. So if you want to be in this business, you can learn any one of the tool for each category. For example, if you want to be a keyword researcher, you can learn any one of the tool. We have free tools also. SEMrush is a free tool which you can learn at free of cost. Then we have technical SEO tools. For that we have Woorock, it's free of cost. Likewise, we can go for other tools also. It is available in the net, and there we have some paid trainers also. They are training you in this particular part. Fine. So hope I think we have gotten a beginning or an intro to what is SEO and what are the tools. Since our time span is very short, we were not able to go in depth in particular in individual topics. So I think we have covered the entire thing. And finally, I would like to thank all those who are listening this lecture, and particularly I thank the PET management and the faculties and friends of MCA department for providing me this opportunity to meet you all people. And you can reach me at this following mail ID, and if you have any doubt, you can post.